Hello, hello, hello. I just wanted to get on here for a moment. First off, thank you for joining me for another Nay moment. Okay? If this video helps you in any type of way, please like, subscribe, and share. Okay? So, what I wanted to get on here real quick and say is that my heart goes out to anyone who have been touched in any type of way by the coronavirus. Okay? And I want to say that I am sending prayers up for you all daily. Me myself know someone that has been affected by the coronavirus. So my heart and my prayers go out to you all. And so outside of that, to the rest of us, I wanted to say, how are we trusting God? Are we trusting God with anxiety? Are we trusting God with peace, knowing that everything happens for a reason? Are we acknowledging the information that is coming towards us to keep ourselves healthy? Are we minimizing our outings? Are we doing the things to be proactive about us? Are we doing all that we can do? And so in everything, I try to tie the serenity prayer, because that's one thing that helps me when I get anxious. I'm a control freak. Yes, that is me. Okay, I am a control freak. Okay, I'm learning how not to, because I want my king to lead me. So I'm learning how to release control. But anyway, on a serious note, the serenity prayer. Most people know it, but if you don't know it, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I don't know where I got that from. I think it was one of my friends back in the day who gave me that. But I realized when I'm overwhelmed and I'm anxious and I'm just not just the care bearing, the loving person that I am, I have to ask myself, have I done all that I can do? Okay, if I have taken the information about drinking hot water with lemon, if I have taken the information of keeping myself away from people, I'm sorry, I'm not one of those people that wears the mask. But thank you, Lord, for your covering. But, I do as much as I can to try to do what I can, and then I leave the rest to God. I don't try to overthink it. I'm not saying that anything is wrong with overthinking it, but if overthinking is going to prompt you to move, baby, go for it. If overthinking is going to cause you to sit there and be anxious and be fearful and let all this negative energy in, let it go. Let it go. Because guess what? If we are honest with ourselves, whenever we are sitting up here just feeling icky and just, oh, woe is me, and what about this and what about that, and on and on and on, guess what? We end up feeling sick. I don't feel like getting up today. Oh, not coming for nobody who has, okay? But what I'm saying is just, look, take the information that's given, because I don't watch TV. But I just came from my father's house, okay? And we was watching TV, and all on the TV, every commercial, it talks about coronavirus, stay in the house. And I'm sitting up here like, dang, I don't think ever since they told us to stay in the house, I've been staying in the house. Listen to the information that is given. Praise be to God, he is covering me. Hope he continue to cover everyone else. Not saying that he did not cover the people who was out there, but I think everything happens for a reason, and everything is a message. So the people who comes out of this, they have some information that they're going to give us to help prepare us more. Okay? The ones that have lost their lives, Lord, my heart goes out to them. But guess what? My heart actually celebrates them, because guess what? They're not experiencing this hurt, pain, suffering. They're not experiencing none of that. You know what I'm saying? So, Lord, please know my heart, because I celebrate, even though it's hard for me and I miss my mother dearly, but I celebrate her being gone, because guess what? I had to see my mother deal with cancer. You know, I had to see my mother deal with this. So, you know, it's like, hey, my mother ain't suffering. And everyone who said that my mother's spirit came to her, to them, after she went on, my mother was happy. My mother was peaceful. My mother was whole. She was not with one leg. She was not in a wheelchair. She was not suffering. She was at peace. So guess what? I'm sorry. That is just how my heart goes out. You know, my heart is open, and because my heart was heavy for 10, 11 years, and I did not even know that I was grieving my mother for that long, but I was waiting for her to give me the instructions on what to do next. Okay? But was I trusting God? I didn't know how to trust nobody but my mother. You know, all I ever knew how to do was trust my mother. You know, so when I got in tough times, I was confused. I felt alone. I felt abandoned. I felt like I was clueless. But the information that she gave me was the information that she got from whoever she got it from, to instill in me, to let me know to go back to the source. To go back to the source. And so I don't know, because I never want to say anything to make anyone feel as though that I'm not understanding the hurt and pain that may be within them because of what they have experienced. But the thing is, if we trust God, and since I have not literally seen my mother whole in the spiritual realm, but other people, that's okay with me. That's okay with me, because I've seen her suffering here. So if I trust God, the God that she introduced me to, the God that she taught me about, you know what I'm saying? If I'm depending upon him, what people sing, she is. So as we mourn our loved ones because they have been touched by this, but what would their life have been like if they stayed here? So today I want to celebrate those who have lost their life to the coronavirus. And I want to wrap my heart and my arms around those that are dealing with the hurt and pain of losing someone to the coronavirus. Just know that even though my mother did not pass away from the coronavirus, but she passed away from cancer. And so I've seen her suffer from it. And so if anyone have heard stories about people suffering from the coronavirus, from what I hear is like they're suffocating, like they're underwater. And if you would not want your loved ones to suffer from that, you know, just know, yes, I'm going to miss you because I cannot touch you. Yes, I'm going to be mad and angry because I can't see you for the first time and bury you the proper way. But at the same time, I did not want you to suffer. It would be selfish for me to want you to stay and deal with that. God is a God. He don't make mistakes. He don't make mistakes. He don't make mistakes. He don't make mistakes. And I had to deal with that. I had to learn that myself because my mother was my everything. She was all I ever known. But when I seen her go from being this strong woman to where I felt like anytime I cried out, she was going to be right there. To see her go from being this strong woman to being broke down bit by bit